मध्वदं वेद
मद्वदं वेद
आत्मानं जीवमन्तिकात्
आत्मानं जीवमन्तिकात्
ईशानं भूतभव्यस्य
ईशानं भूतभव्यस्य
न ततो विजुगुप्सते
न ततो विजुगुप्सते
एतत् You just do a few, what should I say? A tying up of things, yeah. You just tie up a few things together here. Because, you see, it's a very nice mantra. Don't feel like suddenly leaving it behind. And the last frontier is not Alaska, but the last frontier is really the final split within. Yeah. And that is being called to heal. All the other splits are non-existent, as though. And this split alone is the only split. What split? Internal split. Between the child and the adult. Between the one who wants to pursue Shreyas and the other one who wants to pursue that one. That's a split between the actor and the non-actor, the one who knows that I'm not the actor. Between the doer and the thinker. Between one's own voice and the voice of what will other people think. What will family say? What will society think? These are the splits. And they are a huge population that is kept going. And that is why it is said Antikat Veda. So who is this one full of splits? The honey hog, the honey eater. And what does the honey eater do? Madhu atti madhvadaha. Adaha atti iti adaha. You know, that is another short form. Yeah. Atti iti adaha, like gaha adaha. Gaha daha jaha paha adaha. Krit and adaha. Yaha and adaha. Yeah. You can say apupam atti iti apupadaha. Yes. What is apupa? What is apupa? I told you. You can't have the apupa and eat it too. What is apupa?
The cake and the
Sanskrit word for cake. Apupa. Apupaha. Apupamatti iti apupadaha. So anything atti eats, you know. Karma phalani atti iti karma phaladaha. Like this. This is a compound. Anything you eat, that which is eaten is put in the front. Correct? And then, you know, the eater is adaha, is the eater. Yeah. So like this you can make up several words. Yes. What else can you eat? Karma phala? Huh? Prasadadaha. Prasadam atti eats everything. Not eats everything as prasad, eats prasad. Yes. The sandhis have to take place. Madhu plus a, madhva. U plus a becomes va. Madhvadaha. And so therefore this one has to know I am Ishanaha Bhuta Bhavyasya. So I stop hunting for sweetness. Why? I am the sweetest thing there is. No need for honey, no need for money. I am all there is. And that road is to heal all the splits between Ishana, Bhuta Bhavyasya Ishanaha, the overlord of the past and the future, the lord of time, who is timeless. Who is this timeless? The same I alone, who I had mistaken to be the little honey hog, a cog in the wheel of samsara. So now I have been reclassified as Ishanaha. So the name has changed, the file has been, the Madhvada file has been shut down, Jiva, and then there is no place for two. Yes. It's either you or Ishvara. You choose, your choice. As long as you prevail, Ishvara says, I'm out of here. I can't stand all your splits. No, you prevail. Jiva has to say, I am out of here. Yeah, figuratively speaking. And so, such a person means that all these splits, you know how these splits grow? They are there because of ajnanam. They grow to disproportionate, they take on disproportionate growth because they grow under cover. Yeah. All things grow under cover. Mold, when you don't look at it, it has spread. Yeah. And bugs, they keep laying eggs and then, doesn't take long for egg to become bug. Both end in G. And yes. And all these things, they grow when it's nicely covered, deserted, covered, unexamined area. And that is covered means what? Protected. Yes. So really, covering is not good. Covering is Maya. What good has it done? Nothing. So covering is not good. Under the cover of ignorance, all kinds of hanky-panky takes place. Yeah. There is a thief. What does the thief do? Steal away Viveka. Another fellow comes and attacks Vairagya. Then the third one comes and says, Titiksha, what is that? How do you spell that? And the fourth one said, Samadhanam, forget that. Let's multitask. Let's go all over the place. And so like this, whatever is covered and not made into a social fact is not examined, not interrogated, not looked at. What happens? It is laid bare, right? Yeah. So by saying, ka, jugupsa, meaning what is the reason to cover anything? It's laid bare. It's laid bare because there is nothing to hide. So the jnani who has worked on the inner self has nothing to hide. It's laid bare. Nothing comes as a surprise. Not that the other people, the one who is not a jnani, wants to hide everything. In fact, the unconscious is even hidden from him or her. It's not that people are trying to hide. It's just the force of the unconscious is such that you don't even know it's there. You are surprised. When suddenly the person starts to yell, you are surprised. Just now he was okay, what happened? The unconscious came out. It surprised you all right, but it also equally surprised the person who was yelling. This is what happens. This is what is called the unconscious. It's not the point to remove the unconscious. That's not the point. The point is to disengage its importance and the force of identity that it has over one's life. And when it is thus unhinged, let it come unhinged, no problem, and it won't, because what for it will come unhinged? It will be fine, it's okay. And that's the answer to the question which sometimes people ask. How can you call Jamadagni a rishi? What is the last part of Jamadagni's name? Agni. What is Agni? Why is he called Jamadagni? Because his temper was like the fire. How? Because it was Badhita. It came, it went, like a thunder shower, thunderbolt. It came, it did not stay to cause trouble. Came and it went. Durvasa. Durvasa means the one who is difficult to live with. That is his name. And he is revered as a rishi. And then, the people, especially the young ones in Hinduism, say, oh, not fair. Why is this not fair? Because all the rishis have bad mood and are difficult to live with. And they keep cursing at the drop of a hat. Even though they don't wear hats. They keep cursing. Oh, may you turn into a frog. Then they feel bad. Okay, until you are kissed by a prince, until you know, that's what you become. Until you are kissed by a princess, then you will turn back into a prince. So some palliative is given. Yes. So, the jigupsa means the desire to, not even desire here, the tendency to hide things from everyone and the tendency to protect from oneself for the fear of judgment. For the fear of self-judgment, one will not even look at certain tendencies. And they are all connected to family. This is the early age, 0 to 5. Really, everything is formed in that time. Everything is connected. And then why do I feel so terrible? Somebody asks. Oh, that's because I just talked to some family people. Like that. So this is all those connections are hidden. And whatever is hidden grows to, colossal proportions and wreaks havoc on this oneness because it becomes an internally reproducing duality. Therefore, the person of knowledge, the one who knows Madhvadaha, the one who knows this honey hog as Ishvara, has gone all the way through knowledge and through the inner work of dealing with this mutant child, ninja child, and then has healed the child, so to speak, integrated it. Healed means integrated it into the adult, so that it doesn't keep grating on the nerves. That's why you have to integrate it. If you don't integrate it, it will grate. Now, that is its greatness. So therefore, this is what has to be understood. So Antikat Veda. So you have to know Ishvara like a dear, near, dear, not even a friend, as the truth of yourself, really, as the truth of oneself. And then Kaha, Kim Kaha Kutaha Gopaitum Ichhati. Who will want to hide? What will they want to hide? How will they hide? Where will they hide? This is what is understood. So then, this is what Yaha Pratyagatme Atma, Yaha Pratyagatma Ishvara Bhavena Nirdishtaha Saha Sarvatma iti Tat Darshayati. So this was the Mahavakya. What was the Mahavakya? The honey eater, the eater of the karma phala, the one you know intimately as the eater of the karma phala, has to be redefined as the Ishvara of the creation, Ishvara of the past and the future, including the present. The timeless Ishvara is you. So this is what is called, this Ishvara is understood as nothing but Pratyagatma. What is Pratyagatma? One's own innermost self. And then that was Nirdishta, that was taught, that was shown. And then now what is going to be taught? That Ishvara is not just your own personal Ishvara, That Ishvara is what? In addition to being you, is also, it's not enough to know Ishvara just as you. That's, Mahavakya part A. And Mahavakya part B is that this very Ishvara is all manifest as everything in the universe. That is going to be shown in the verse number 7 and 8 or 6 and 7. 6 and 7 very nicely, Yah purvam tapaso jatam
Yah purvam tapaso jatam
Adhyah purvamajayata
Adhyah purvamajayata
Guham pravishya tishthantam
Guham pravishya tishtantam
Yo bhutebhirvyapashyata
Yo bhutebhirvyapashyata
Etadvaitat
Etadvaitat
Yaha, the one who. Which one? So many ones are there. The jignasu, the one who is desirous of this teaching. That one. Oh, that one. Yes, that one. Oh, that means me. Yes, precisely. So, the one who is desirous of internalizing this teaching, yaha, purvam. Purvam means what? Before. Yaha purvam. Purvam. Jatam. Jatam is born. That rest of the words we'll see as they come. Yaha purvam jatam, the one that was born before. Of course, the question comes, before what? Before time? Pre-me? No. Then, before what? Abhyaha api purvam. Yeah. Purvam. And born before up. Up means what? Up, don't point like this. Up. No. Up means water. Yeah. So, born before the water. So that means let's do the chain. Tasmad va etasmad atmanah akasha nambhutah akashad vayuh vayor agnihi agnerapah. So before water, fire was born. Yeah. No. Water is upalakshana for all the elements. How many there are? Elements means 5. Yeah. All the elements, water is pointed out, and water is the upalakshana, is a stand-in for all the elements. So that which was born before the elements. Oh, now this is getting very tricky. Very tricky. I thought I was in for a treat. Now actually this is turning out to be a trick. Purvam, it was born, and it was not only born purvam, before the waters, meaning before the 5 elements it was born. The purvam tapasaha, and not only that, it was born of great tapas. What is tapas? Spanish snacks. No. Yeah. Austerity here is jnanam. Yasya jnanamayam tapaha. No, austerity, the jagat, nothing austere about it. It's all joy, all ananda. And so, purvam tapasaha jatam. Tapas is always jnanam, knowledge. That which was born before, we are just looking at the translation, okay? That which was born before even the 5 elements, and which was born of what? Knowledge. Okay, alright, that's fine. Now what? Now what? As a result of that, now, where is it now? It has gone into hiding. Ah, it has entered a cave and it is sitting there. Tishtantam, that which is sitting there. And then what? Pravishya, having entered. What? The cave. You know? So, now then if it's all right, fine, this is getting very tricky as I said. First you say that there was something that was before the five elements. It was born before the five elements, all right. And then it was born of knowledge. Whose and all, don't ask right now. It was born of knowledge. And not only that, then after it was born, what did it promptly do? Retreated into a cave. It was born wearing orange. That's why it went and sat in a cave. Like a sannyasi. Correct? So what did it do? It went and retreated into a cave. Then all right, if that is what it wants to do, why should I disturb it? So I should just keep quiet. Why should I go after it? No. The point is you have to have darshan of it. Come on, which caves I will visit? No, you don't have to visit any cave. You see it in all creation. Yes. You see it in everything. You see it as everything. You see how these two verses are connected and yet different? Here it is, previously it was Pratyagatma Atmanaha Ishvara Siddhi. The accomplishment of seeing oneself and one's own innermost self as Ishvara. If one's own innermost self is Ishvara, then the other person's innermost self is what? Anishvara. No, that is also Ishvara. What about the third person's innermost self? Ishvara. What about the robber's innermost self? The outlaw's innermost self? Ishvara. What about the rabid dog's innermost self? Ishvara. What about the wild animal's innermost self? Ishvara. What about the innermost self of every tree? Ishvara. Every bee? Ishvara. Everything that you see? Ishvara. But where is this Ishvara? Guham pravishyatishtantam. It has gone and entered not just one, but many caves. Guhan pravishya tishtantam. You can pluralize the cave as it were. Because the caves are many. Yes. And what is in the cave, in each cave, is worth raving about. He is Ishvara alone. And this one, Yaha, means not the one that was born. Yaha goes with apashyat bhutebhihi vyapashyat. That one. So Yaha jignasu bhutebhihi apashyat. The one that is the one that sees. But the one that sees where? The one that sees everywhere, in all the elements, in all the manifest creation. The one that sees. As what? Etat vaitat, this indeed is that Brahman which I have been seeking, which I have been wanting to know as myself, and which I have been yearning for, is indeed this which is manifest as everything. So previously it was a one-on-one with Ishvara. Yeah. This is a one-on-one. That is why it's a very celebrated moment of understanding I am Ishvara. But that is just a moment which is followed by even more celebration when one has what is called Sarvatma Bhava. This is what is called Sarvatma Bhava. Sarvam Atma Eva Iti Bhava. When you understand that the only existent thing is Atma and it is everything, it is manifest as everything, and it is not other than myself, and if it's not other than myself, everything is myself alone. Everything is myself. So, what can you destroy? What can you protect? What can you give up? What can you accuse? All the cases. This is where the karakas take a hit. This is called Sarva Karaka Upamardhanam. Yes. The death of the karakas. What is karaka? Cases. Factors involved in action. So the factors involved in action include, first is karta, agent, karma, that which is acted upon, object, the means of action, instrument, the purpose for which the action is performed, sampradhanam, and then dative case, the place or the source of action, origin of action is fifth case, ablative, and then how other nouns that are related to this main protagonist of action, sixth case, which is not really a case, but that's too involved a discussion for this. And then the seventh case is the location of the action, vocative, the calling the actor, addressing the actor, addressing the agent of action. So these are the cases. In those cases, as though this is not enough, they are further multiplied into singular, plural, and in between one dual also. Yes, this is a salute to Maya. Yes. First it is two and then it is many. Yeah, it's a salute to Maya. The two. Without two it cannot be. So first it is aham, avaham, and then vayam. Yeah, this is how it is. Therefore, this is so 8 by 3. How many is that? 24. And that is just one word. Okay, yeah. We are just not even past Rama. Yes. And you feel like saying Ayyo Rama. And this is what it is. Then what else? Oh, Krishna? No, Krishna thankfully just declines just like Rama. But not Hari. Yes. Oh, don't worry, I am in no hurry, to study about how Hari declines. If you are not in a hurry to know Hari, if you are in a hurry to know Hari, you better learn how Hari declines, because you will be missing all the ikaranta words, all the words ending in E, you will not know, you will not be able to recognize. Harina, what is that? So, you have to be able to recognize that. Then Rama, Hari, and then of course Sita is left out. Sita, Sita, Gita, fine, Then what? Then Neta is not like Gita. Don't think Neta is like Gita, that's a big mistake. You don't say Gita, Gita Rao, Gita Rah, And you don't say, Neta, Nete, Netaha, neither do you do like that. It has its own way, because the word is not Neta, it's Netra. Netra. So like this, each one is 8 by 3, 8 by 3, 8 by 3. And how many words there are, how many different endings? My God, first all these vowel endings. And that's a long list of prototypes. And then there are consonant ending prototypes. These are just prototypes, meaning they may change. There'll always be some weird word like Brahma, Sakha, all these things. But there are prototypes. And all this I know, I just mugged it up. just memorize. And then what? And to come to this verse, for the sake of understanding this verse, which says that you are worse off if you are bound in karakas. Yeah, I'm not trying to destabilize the Sanskrit classes. But the matter is like this. The karakas have to be put in alphabet case soup. Yes, Ramaha should be in soup, and they should just drown, glub. Why? Because the truth is beyond karakas. The truth has no cases. The truth is caseless. There is no case. Case closed. That's why they say case, when the truth is found out, even in the court of justice they say case closed. They close up the file. Why? Karaka upamardanat. Upamardanam means the suicide of the karakas. You witness all the cases just feeling shy to come out because they are all dead. They are not there anymore. Who is the agent? See, nobody raised their hand. Are you the doer? Who will raise their hand? If you've even had one Vedanta class, you will quickly put the hand behind yourself. You even by mistake you will not raise. Who did this? Of course, if you ask in that tone, nobody will say yes. And okay, so then who does this object belong to? Correct? Who is the owner? Not me. Then are you the object for someone else's biffing? No, I'm not the agent. I'm not the object. Why? The one who was the agent of Adanam, Adana Kriyayaha, agentaha, Karta. Adana Kriya means the act of eating. What? Honey, of course, from the last mantra. The honey means symbolizing karma phala. That agent was liquidated under the knowledge, under the light of the knowledge that agent is none other than Ishvara. You cannot be yourself and Ishvara at the same time. Just like you cannot follow Shreyas and Preyas at the same time. You are Ishvara. Ishvara is everything. And so you choose. You want to be the lonely honey eater somewhere sitting in a corner, and warding off all spiders and other bugs, or you want to be that which is the whole. Well, I want that sweetness which is the whole. So this pot of honey I am going to let go. Correct? So you let go of the pot of honey, and then as you do that, you let go of karta, the karaka. What is the karaka? The case called agent. Agentship. I am no longer the eater. And the honey pot is what? It represents everything that was done before. So it is a karma phala, it is bhoga. It is a pot of bhoga. That also I let go. In repudiating the agent, I repudiate the karma and the karma phala as well. I repudiate the object. By which means did you gather the object to enjoy? By action. I repudiate the action. The instrument is gone. Any action. Laukika, Vaidika, Vijnanai, Yajnantanute, Karmani, Tanute, Picha. And keeps doing upasana. All that is gone. For the sake of what? To get what? Punya. That is also gone. Why? Because I am the most holy thing there is. What punya? What papa? What karta? What bhokta? Then what? Oh, where is the punya located? Ishvara, Ishvarat. From Ishvarat, Ishvarasya anugrahena. From Ishvara it is coming. Who is this Ishvara? Huh? I. And so, who are you going to pray to? It was said in the last mantra. Who are you going to pray to and how? You are not trying to protect anything, so really there is nothing to pray for. Gone, fifth case has met with its end. And then what? Sixth case is not a case, don't ask why. Sixth case, maybe you can say belonging. This is mine. Me, my honey, my pot, my honey pot. Not you, you can't have it. And the other person says, please keep mine also. I don't want it. No, but this is mine. So the sense of, we saw in the last Gita class, Atmiyata is not there. Mine, me, I is not there. And then what? The location. The location of action. So where is the honey? In the pot. What does the pot symbolize? My karma, prarabdha, sanchita, agami, all these things. And then all that is gone. The location of action is gone. The purpose of action is gone. And then the sake for which the means through which the action is performed is gone. For whose sake the action is performed is also gone. All that is gone when the actor is gone. Agent is gone. When the agent is not there, then all these other cases are a case in point. They are not there. So this is karaka upamardanam, the liquidation. The en masse bankruptcy. The karakas declare bankruptcy. We have nothing. We are nobody. Agent is the actor. Actor is Ishvara. Ishvara is not the actor. Therefore, there is no agent other than Ishvara. And Ishvara is neither gent nor an agent. And so, therefore, what? So, therefore, there is nowhere to pin the tail of the actor. There is no donkey available. Donkey like Jiva available to pin the tail of the Karta on this donkey. The childhood game? You make the child wear a patti, a blindfold, a bandage on the eye, and then you give it one paper tail, and then the donkey is drawn on the board, and it has a pin. And what is the game called? Pin the tail. Yes. And since the child cannot see, the child will pin the tail on the nose, on the ears and everything, and then everybody laughs. So that's the whole idea. But here, pin the tail of the Karta. Who is going to, there is no donkey there. This donkey like tamasic jiva that was burdened with all misidentification. All those sacks of misidentifications have been lightened. All the burden has gone. The donkey is free. To understand, I am no longer donkey. I am not a donkey. And though there is no need to pin the tail of the Karta on me, no Karta, no Bhokta, everything gone. This is the person who is ready to see the whole world without Karakas. This is what is needed in Sarvatma Bhava. What is Sarvatma Bhava? Seeing the oneness, being the oneness of everything that is seen. You are able to falsify everything because you see everything as an extension of you. So yaha apashyat, the one who sees what? Purvam tapaso jatam vyapashyat. And where is this? Guham pravishya tishtantam, the truth of everything. The truth of the whole bhutas and bhutas is elements and elementals. So who is this? That which is born. You keep saying Ishvara is not born, and here something is born. So obviously it is not born. So what is born? What is born of Ishvara? What is our favorite term? What is born of Ishvara? What is the first born called? Huh? Hiranyagarbha. Oh, yes. That one. Hiranyagarbha. That is the one. Maybe that's how the Christians thought. Jesus is the son, firstborn of the Lord, like that. Maybe there was some Interesting, very interesting. So here it's not that Ishvara had one sole surviving son, the inheritor of all the powers. No. Born here as though Ishvara is not the father. There is no relationship. The sixth case is gone. Father, mother, any connection to the Jagat is gone. Even though we say mother, father of the universe, we say that. Ishvara doesn't say that. Yeah. That's why in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Maya tatam idam sarvam. Same, past passive participle tatam, from tan, tatam, Maya tatam. It's everything here is pervaded by me. Matsthani bhutani. And then what? The very next verse he says, Nacha matsthani bhutani. Everything has its being in me. Oh, but I am not any one thing. Nacha matsthani bhutani. I am everything. I am nothing. Pashyame yogam aishwaram. Look at my beautiful magic. Look at my magic. This is magic that everything resorts into and sources itself from Ishvara without the fifth case coming into place. Fifth case is an as though fifth case. And so, tapasa jatam, it's not that Ishvara sat on a hill and did tapas and, out came Hiranyagarbha saying, goo goo gaga, what shall I do now? No. Tapas here is jnana lakshanam, upalakshified by, exemplified by, metaphorized by the word knowledge. Tapas is nothing but knowledge. So this jnanamayam tapaha, this knowledge alone is called tapas. It's the moment. You can't even call it moment because there is no time involved. It's knowledge. It's knowledge before the manifest, before the knowledge, before the creation got manifest, it was knowledge. After it got manifest, it is still knowledge. It was unmanifest as the knowledge, now it is manifest knowledge. The knowledge of anything is the knowledge of Ishvara. Ishvara transcends everything. This is what the whole thing is. So here, so this is what has to be understood. So this Hiranyagarbha, which came before, that is why it's called the first Purvam Jataha, firstborn. And okay, fine, it was firstborn. What is the Hiranyagarbha? The potential to create, because Brahman does not create. So Brahman appoints someone who creates. Like the mafia, Don does not take anyone's life. He just makes a sign, an eye sign, to the personal assistant. He just says, makes a sign. That's enough. And then that person is not seen anywhere after that. Because the mafia has hit men. You can use it in both cases. Men who hit, and then men who are hit by the men who hit. Both kinds of samasas are possible. Yeah. Men that hit men. Men who get hit by the men that hit. That's how the mafia don operates. His hands are clean, squeaky clean. You cannot make even a single case stand against the person. That's why they go in and out of jails. They visit the jail, and by the time the person locks them up, the bail form is ready, they are bailed out, and then it never comes to trial. That's why that one fellow was called Teflon Don. Why? Nothing stuck to him. He was non-stick. So Bhagavan is like that. I am a karta, I have a reputation to keep up. I'm not making chapati of this jagat. So, Hiranya, come over here. I'll tell you what to do. I'm going to stay in the background. You, Hiranya, go and do everything. And be invisible. Go sit in a cave. And from there, sit in many caves. And then morph yourself into many. I'll give you the order, Yeah, first comes Akasha. Don't mess up the order. This is what it is. Here's the list. Go follow it. The list of unfoldment is here. Go follow it. And Ishvara went and sat in a cave. One more cave. Took sannyas. That's not the idea. Ishvara doesn't need to appoint anyone. There is nothing other than Ishvara. So Ishvara is a conscious being which is non-separate from that which you call yourself when you say, I am that consciousness. And what does Ishvara do? And Ishvara doesn't do anything. And from the standpoint of the manifest universe, you say Ishvara. From the standpoint of the universe that is yet to come out, you say what? Hiranyagarbha. From the standpoint of the waking world, which includes the waker, Ishvara gets one more name. What is that name? Virat. And then from the standpoint of the potential which is to come, that same Ishvara, all knowing, all power, formless, nameless, fully, fully conscious of itself and everything else, is called Hiranyagarbha. From the standpoint of the unmanifest creation, Ishvara. It's that same Ishvara. Don't get confused. Firstborn means, okay, what happened to Mrs. Ishvara? What happened to Mrs. Ishwari? Firstborn means, did she die in childbirth? All this we don't have. That's why the next mantra is devoted only to Ishwari. If anybody is having problems with all this, that's why everything is feminized in the next mantra. Fantastic. Kathopanishad is great that way. So therefore what? We don't have all these problems. And we don't have the pressure of Ishvara to give birth to anything, including Hiranyagarbha or the Jagat. But for us to explain how this Jagat came from the unmanifest, all knowledge, we have to have some intervening variables that account for the creation. Why should you account for the creation? You don't. If you are ready to stand and say, there is no creation. See, there is only silence. Nobody is ready for that. Because dinner time is approaching. Yeah. Can we do this after dinner on a full stomach? Then I can go with anything. But when the little cells in the stomach gnaw from inside, feed me. And then you cannot say, there is no creation. Because there is creation of a big space here. Space. Space is created. Akasha, where? Yeah. Jathara Akasha. Stomach space. So then the stomach space yowls, feed me, and then talk about all this. So it appears as though it is real. So nobody says there is no down with creation. Nobody is ready to say. Because everybody is waiting to go home and eat dinner or go home and sleep or whatever people want to do. So therefore, for the person who is not ready to repudiate creation, we have to come see how hard it is the Upanishad works. We have to come up with a hierarchy, we have to come up with models, including karma, and then we have to come up with all kinds of explanations. Who came first, who came second, Akasha, then Vayu, then Agni, from the subtlest to the grossest, and then from this to that, and then here is Mr. Garbha, Hiranya first name, and and then what? And then here is Mrs. Maya, and how are the two related? That's the topic for later. And then, and they're actually one and the same. From the standpoint of the knowledge, you say Hiranyagarbha. From the standpoint of the substance and the Shakti, the power, you say Maya. It's all the same. And then, all right, so then, then we have to say this karma, this jiva. And because you take the Jivatvam to be real, so then you have to say, yes, you have to follow Dharma. Where is this Dharma? Everywhere. And that's manifest as Ishvara. And Ishvara is watching. And then if you go against Dharma, you will get what? You will get karma. And what kind of karma? Not very good karma. Not honey. Yes, even though you want to eat the honey from the pot will have, just a thin lining of honey floating on a big, pot of Karela juice. Yeah, little honey flavored Karela juice. That is your karma. And then, then you have to say, oh, too much bitterness. How to get over it? Then we have to craft some prayers for you. Yes. Sit and say, Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trembakaya Tripurantakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Why so many names? Because that much karma is there. Yes. That much karma. I just me, this little me, I'm barely 5 foot. How can I get so much karma? That is how it is. Your body is 5 foot, but the jiva is an old soul. Yes. And solely it has gathered all this karma. Oh, karma is catching me. What to do? Chant Rudram. We give all these pariharas. What are pariharas? Remedial measures. And then after that, what? Then after that, live a dharmic life. Okay, fir kya? After this, what? Go do puja. After that, what? Go do puja every week. Okay, every day. Okay. Then what? Then after that, then come study Vedanta. Oh, all right. Then after that, fir kya? Then Upanishad 1. Fir kya? Upanishad 101. Fir kya? Upanishad 201. 301, Brahma Sutra, Gita, keep studying. And then what is this study going to show? That none of this is real. No karma, no marma, no dharma, no sharma. Sharma is the agent of karma. Okay? Yeah. So, sharma is the karta of karma. There is no sharma, there are no Veda, there is no Bheda, there is no teacher, there is no student, there is nothing. What? There is nothing? No. All there is Ishvara. So what happened to all the things? Karaka upamardana. The death of the individual along with all the factors of action, the death of the actor, the death of the acted upon. And why? Because everything has gone guham pravishya tishtanti. Yeah, tishtantim. That's the next word. Guham pravishya tishtantam in this one. Oh, but why is everything male? Guham pravishya tishtanti. All right, just for the feminists, the next one is made. Yeah, for the women libers. Yeah. And so, really there is no problem. In fact, since there is no problem, there is no solution needed. And at this level, Sarvatma means what? All there is you. Everything is an extension of you. There is nothing more to be said. There is nothing more to study. There is nothing more to learn. This has to be internalized. So this is all just a model. Purvam jatam. Purvaha jataha. Who is this? Hiranyagarbhaha. It's just the same thing from the standpoint of Bhagavan. That tattva, that consciousness, which simply is, which does not act, much less create. We have to bring in some, which is invariable. And the creation is variable. So how did the invariable, quote unquote, become the variable? We bring in a few variables. That's all it is. We bring in a few models. And one of them is Hiranyagarbha, the potential. And how is this potential come to life? The potential comes to life with the visualization of yugas previous, of the previous cycles of creation that came before. And the revisualization of that brings in the agency, which is called the potential to create, which is called Hiranyagarbha. And that is equipped in a way to be the stand-in karta not really the as though karta of the creation, which is really a manifestation, a projection of that same consciousness. That is why it is clarified. There is no Hiranyagarbha, there is nothing. It's just Guham Pravishya Tishtantam. So where is the location of the Hiranyagarbha? When I say Hiranyagarbha, I am using the mind. Hiranyagarbha means subtle. So wherever the mind is, where any mind is, that is where Hiranyagarbha is located. That is described as the Guha because it is darkened by ignorance, full of tamas, bats of doubt, stalactites and stalagmites of hopelessness and despair, is crowding out this Ishvara that is inside. So there is no darshan, you just feel like, alienated, one feels disconnected and alienated. So Hiranyagarbha is brought in as a stand-in karta, as though karta, to mitigate that consciousness which doesn't create, and this manifest world which is seen as a creation. So who is an as though agent who takes in all the agency? That is the subtle aspect, or Ishvara from the standpoint of all that is subtle. And where do I recognize? In my own guha, the mind. And if my mind, the truth of it shines like Ishvara, as Ishvara, then every mind, including the mad mind, the sad mind, the bad mind, it's all a guha for Ishvara. It's all a place of residence for that subtle, creating, manifesting potential principle. More we'll see later. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Any questions?
Vijaya says Namaste, Swamiji.
Vijaya is here also. Namaste. Any questions are there? Sita 1, Sita 2.
They're now saying Dhanyavadas.
Om.